Welcome to the Mismatch. I'm Chris Vernon, and joining me as he does every Monday night from TheRinger.com is Dave Jacoby. Jacoby!
All I want to hear about is what your New York City experience was like. That's all I care about. I know it's at the end of the pod, but it's all I want to talk about.
We will do it at the end of the pod, but I will tell you at the very beginning of this pod that this was a trip unlike any other I had been to New York before. Outside of when I was a kid, and like I grew up in Brewster until I was 8 years old. And so that was like, that's kind of like towards White Plains. It's the suburbs.
Yeah.
I had never been to New York and not stayed in a hotel. And so the fact that we stayed at your home,
You're a New Yorker. You live in New York.
I lived in New York for 3 days, and that was enough.
We'll get to it.
It's quiet. It's calm. People smiled at me today. It was like It's a Wonderful Life or something that I came back to in the southern part of the United States.
Wait, you're safe in Memphis?
So it seems, at least safe? For today. Well, I will say this. No one has yelled at me.
No, well, don't tell certain sports personalities that you're safe in Memphis.
I understand. We've got a bunch of stories to get to because while this is the off season, over the course of this last week, since we last talked, there have been at least 10 things that we have texted each other that we want to talk about.
And they run the gamut from like the most potentially earth-shaking, league-changing, yes, this is a huge deal, to like tattoos. it's
the goofiest things possible. Yeah. Right. So we are going to start. We're going to go through 10 things that have stood out to us over the course of the past week since we last spoke. The first of which, and I just happened, before we are recording this, I was scrolling through just to see if I had missed anything that had happened this evening. And on my feed pops up Michael K. in my beloved New York.
What?
At the Yankees game.
I saw this.
The booth with Luka Doncic.
I didn't think it was real. Was it real? Is it real?
It's real.
I watched it and I was like, I don't even think I sent it to you. I was like, I don't know if this is real or not.
No. There's a video of it. And then there's a video of Luka Doncic before the game with Aaron Judge. And he is saying, I can't, like, it's basically, they're having a conversation about how big Judge is. And Luka said, I think he could play power forward. Then they get into the conversation.
Well, but to catch people that don't follow baseball, Michael K is the announcer for the Yankees. And Luka apparently was in the Bronx and went into the booth. I just saw a clip of this on my phone. I was like, I think this is real. I don't know if I sent it to you. I was like,
you didn't.
I don't think this is real. I can't go to air with this because this might not have happened.
It happened. I watched the video of him in the booth, and Michael K says to him, hey, the Dallas Mavericks, a lot was said about you being out of shape or whatever. And I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically, do you think they saw the men's health? Do we need to send them an issue? And Luka says, I'm pretty sure they've seen it.
Yeah.
And so number one is obviously svelte Luka, which is the most predictable thing in the world. We knew that Luka Doncic, we thought it would be because he moved to Los Angeles, right? And so he starts eating better. He starts, the sunlight. It's just a healthier lifestyle, right? The other thing is, and this is the more important, as you know, as I know, as anybody that is at the advanced stage that we are knows, there is nothing like a breakup to motivate.
Sometimes you see one of your friends post on Instagram, you're like, that post was for an audience of one. There's only one person that they want to see that post. This article was for an audience of one.
Of one.
Nico Harris.
Yes. And so there he is on the Yankees broadcast talking about how I'm sure they've seen it. And of course, you can see him like this is one of those that was super interesting because article comes out, the cover of the magazine comes out, everybody, like my whole timeline is like, look at this. They've got the pictures from inside it. The title of the article is Luka Doncic 2.0 has entered the chat.
Ugh.
It talks about him and his diet and what he's been eating and these 2-a-days where he's been training and all manner of training and these resistance bands or whatever. And then they evidently, I saw this morning, our buddy Nick Wright went off on a thing saying
Love Nick Wright.
that the 42-inch vertical that is showed that says in the article that's like from AI and the reporter just got that all wrong.
Verno, let me tell you something. I take this podcast very seriously.
Yeah.
And I might have had some time to prep today because I'm away from my family. I did something that most people don't do. I read every word of the article. And I've got some highlights. One of my favorites is it's at the end of it. It's in parentheses. An earlier version of the story incorrectly stated that Dončić recorded a 42-inch vertical leap at the 2018 NBA Scouting Combine. He, in fact, did not participate in the 2018 NBA Scouting Combine. And anyone who knows anything about a vertical leap, if Luka had a 42-inch vertical leap, we would have seen it by now. Because that dude can barely jump over a phone book and is still a top 5 player in the NBA. But continue, because I've got some more quotes from the article I've picked out.
Okay, and so the article, so here was my original point. My original point is you see the cover of the article, you see the pictures, and it's like, wow, do you think his arms really look like that? Or do you think this is like Photoshop? Do you think this is face-tuned or whatever you could do to these pictures to make them look amazing? And so I was very interested in seeing him sitting in the booth next to Michael Kay. And I will tell you, he looks incredibly skinny sitting there in the booth. I was like, all right, it wasn't photo trickery, right? He's overseas and it's a cover of Men's Health, which you don't know when it was shot and whatever else. But like, I saw him on TV tonight. The guy has lost an inordinate amount of weight.
I have a lot of thoughts about this article. You and I are both sort of like media veterans. This is normally like a GQ profile done by my guy, Zach Barrett, right? Like this is normally GQ. I'm trying to think of another publication that's normally Sports Illustrated, but the fact that it's in Men's Health tells you everything you need to know. And the fact that Men's Health gets this article tells you that Luka's team is controlling everything about this article. The 3 men that are training him are mentioned like every paragraph. This is basically written by Luka's team. The pictures, he's got Air Jordans all over him. The Slovenian team logo all over him. This is a very orchestrated attack on the sort of like NBA consciousness about what great shape he's in. And just listen to some of the wording that is used in this. Since June, Dončić has gone on an intermittent fasting plan designed to limit inflammation and help his body recover better. 6 days a week, he chokes down 2 high-protein meals and 1 protein shake. He doesn't have that first meal until he's crushed his 90-minute morning workout. Like,
oh, by the way, it also mentions the shake is made with almond milk.
Yeah.
It gets very specific.
Also, like, chokes down 2 high-protein meals. I'm sure they're delicious. You know what I mean? And he crushed his 90-minute workout. Like, okay. It's ridiculous.
I mean, by the way, he is a professional athlete. His job is to be in shape.
Yeah. It's like, right. But what happens is it all gets distilled down to the Instagram post or the TikTok post where you see the pictures and you see the pull quotes and you're like, oh my God, Luka Doncic is in the shape of his life. But this thing is a press release. It's not like an in-depth profile of an athlete. It is a press release.
I was at least impressed that the writer was able to sneak in there how he likes to imbibe in beer and hookah.
Well, that was no, he quoted the Mavericks as saying that.
Oh, okay.
But I also like the 6 days a week thing. I'm like, well, what about the 7th day? Like, what's he doing that 7th day?
Yeah.
What's he doing that 7th day? I've got some more for you just from the article. He remembers seeing Mavs legend Dirk Nowitzki, then in his final season in Dallas, training hard. Dončić also saw the same qualities from 2 players he's long admired, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. both of whom were known for their maniacal offseason training regimens and the dominance late in their careers. Quote, MJ and Kobe, they really did a lot in their careers. He says they sacrificed a lot. Is there a name missing from that list of players, veteran players, that he admires their training regimens and what they've done through their career? Is there anyone that comes to mind, Verno? Is there any name that comes to mind?
That he shared a locker room with?
Maybe.
No.
Who famously spends $1 million on his body every year, which I think is $900,000 worth of hair implants and $100,000 worth of working out. But sure, whatever.
I will say this. Reading that article and then seeing those pictures, it was just, you knew this was coming. I didn't need the article to explain it all. We knew that Luka Doncic was going to end up being in the best shape of his life. At some point, he was going to decide, okay. And a lot of times it is a little bit later. As we've mentioned, I don't know the reasoning, but as I've told you many times, like 26, 27, when these guys get to their upper 20s, start to grow up a little more, they have different priorities, right? They've sowed their wild oats, whatever the case may be. Or they just decide at some point, like, hey, I am going to be the absolute best version of myself. Here is what I want to know from you. Do you think this happens? If I am Nico Harrison, this is going to happen, right? If you trade him and he goes to LA, he's going to get in the greatest shape of his life. This is going to happen. Do you think that there is that they would say, yeah, and that never would have happened here? You don't think we tried? You don't think we? You don't think we encouraged? You don't think Michael Finley was literally
a protein shake around him before?
Yeah. You don't think that like we couldn't get him to? That was the whole thing. The whole thing was that we couldn't get him to, and that's why we didn't want to commit to this franchise being built around this guy. And so, yeah, you can say that and again, I'm not saying I agree. I'm saying this is what it would be like if you were out to dinner with this guy. That's what he'd say.
A couple things. And first, I'll address this article. The questions I want to know, the questions I want answered from Luka Doncic right now this summer aren't about when he eats and what his workouts are like and whether he does Romanian deadlifts and what his delts look like. I've read this article. It's just all about men's health stuff, which is why I went to men's health. I want to know what it's like supplanting LeBron James as the sort of go-to offensive engine on the team. I want to know what it's like being a top 5 player and being traded in the dark of night. Like, I want to know sort of like, I don't care physically what he's going through. I want to know psychologically, mentally what he's going through. That's the profile I want to read about Luka Doncic. And obviously they're not going to give us that. They give us this fluff. This is fluff. This is very like Instagram influencer. This is what you need to eat. This is what you need to do. Like, I care so much more about so much more things about his life than what his workouts and his meals are like. But fine. They give us what they want us to have. But
and we've got to pause on the inordinate celebration of him getting in the best shape of his life when, like, that's kind of what the money's for, as they say. Right?
Yeah.
Like the reason that you and I know that people say, look, it doesn't matter if he's in shape now. What matters is what does he look like in February and January and whatever else. And I will just say this, and I know that you will feel the same. When you're in your 20s and you do get in the best shape of your life, you love the way you feel and you love the way you look. Yeah. And it motivates you to keep that going. I do think I am one that thinks it will be a change and he will stay this way and he will stay the best version of himself and that the Lakers are going to build this thing around him and that he'll probably be the best player in the world.
I think it was this article actually mentioned Chris Paul, Shaquille O'Neal, and Jokic. I think it was this article. I might be misremembering. As like, hey man, like you can be a dominant NBA player and not look like a Greek god with your shirt off.
Right.
And to me, like, I don't care whether he's got ripped triceps or whether he looks skinny.
Right.
I care what he plays like. You know what I mean? Because I saw him looking kind of doughy and take his team to the finals and putting up 40 to 19 and 20. Like, I was like, that's fine. Like, I don't care if you're skinny. Maybe that makes you more susceptible to injury. I don't know. But, like, just be healthy and play well. That's what I care about. I don't really care about your workout or your protein shakes or your intermittent fasting. I want to see you perform on the basketball court. And I'm going to say it again. Like, I care so much about what it was like when he got traded on that day. And it was not covered in the article. What was it like putting on that uniform? Not covered in the article. What is it like being in the locker room? What is your relationship with LeBron James? What do you think about LeBron James sort of putting pressure on the Lakers to be good now? With none of that was addressed in the article, and that's why it was in Men's Health. You know, that's why it wasn't in the Times or the Wall Street Journal or GQ or somewhere where they answer the real questions, do like real interviewing and profiling.
He is going to be absolutely amazing, though. He will.
Okay. Where do you see the Lakers finishing the season? Everyone's healthy.
I mean, I think they could for sure be a home court advantage team.
They're very much a high ceiling, low floor team. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's like this is not a very popular answer when you're like speaking to microphones for a living. But I don't know. I don't know what the Lakers are going to be this year. Yeah. I don't know. Could be Luka, LeBron figured out, and they're amazing. They win. Like, I mean, I just think 55 games. They can win 35 games. I don't know.
He's one of those guys that if he stays healthy, there's your team's never being bad.
If he's chip on his shoulder, pissed off, I'm gonna show my ex-girlfriend who I am now, Luka. That alone is like 45 wins. And then LeBron on top of that.
And he throws lobs to Ayton. And I mean, you could see it. They were the 3 seed last year, bro.
Yeah.
They were the 3 seed. So it's not, it stands to reason.
Sell me
they
on
could be pretty damn good at especially.
Sell me LaRavia.
Oh, for goodness sakes. He will be playing behind Marcus Smart now. All right.
Not a great sell.
It's good to go to number 2.
Once you take off that Memphis Grizzlies uniform, Verno just loses the love. Unless you're
it wasn't like I was Mr. LaRavia when he was here.
No, I don't think he was mentioned on this podcast over a full year.
All right. Number 2, Nikola Jokic on cloud 9 with a horse win. I mean, this one hit the internet with all the flame emojis, because what happened was everybody showing the video of him popping champagne after the Nuggets won the title and seemed rather nonplussed.
Happy, you know.
And he's like, and then show him in Serbia, and he is spraying champagne on horses.
Crying.
And everybody. By the way, I can't believe I'm burying the lead. I'm sorry. I promise you we will get back to the Jokic conversation. But what? I did get an Instagram message that I am just now remembering that I have to give to you. This is Jokic? From Benjamin. No, I will get to the Jokic.
Target guy?
No, better. Jokic's brother. One of our listeners.
What?
Benjamin says, "Hey, dude, I figured out why Strahinja.
Strahinja.
Yeah. I figured out why Strahinja was at Summer League. He's the GM of Team Joker, a Serbian team. He was likely scouting. They're in the 2nd division of the ABA League."
How many texts have we exchanged over the past 48 hours, Verno? Why is this coming up now? We built a whole rundown for the show.
I'm sorry.
Unaccepted. I do not accept your apology.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking at my phone, and in our text thread, you've texted me the most dumbest shit in the world, and you're bringing this up now in the middle of the show? You texted me like, some guy shot up Midtown today. Like the algorithm didn't feed that to me. Like, I have no idea. What are you talking about?
No, I did it right when it happened to assure your safety.
Oh, please.
There's a madman running around New York with an AK.
It's not funny. We can't joke about it. It's a can't joke about it because people got hurt or whatever. But
I got it.
This is huge news.
Okay,
huge news.
I just saw on the sheet that it says Jokic and a horse win, and it dawned on me, oh my God, I haven't told him that this guy messaged me and gave us a reason. He was not stalking me out. He was not there doing dastardly deeds. There was a reason he would have been at the Grizzlies Clippers Summer League game after literally everybody has left the city of Las Vegas. This guy is a talent evaluator.
Grinding for Team Joker.
He's finding players.
Grinding, because we were wondering, because Jokic was in China.
Now it makes sense. Yes. So yeah, everybody has gone, why would he be there? It makes no sense. His brother is spraying horses with champagne and crying.
And he's on day 10 in Vegas.
And he's on day 10.
Anyone who's been in Vegas knows that day 10 is not a good place. It's not a good place for you unless you have a home.
I had a guy send me a picture. He snapped an illicit picture.
I gotta do some research on Team Joker real quick.
I have a guy that sent me an illicit picture he took of him waiting for a cab in Vegas, and he has on a shirt that says American made across it.
No!
Yes. Amazing.
KK American Joker is a men's basketball club in Sombor.
There you go.
Oh my God. They're currently competing at a top-level basketball league of Serbia, ABA League Second Division. The club takes its name from Serbian three-time NBA MVP Nikola Jokic, named Joker. Founded in 2002. Oh, they changed the name. Oh my God. This is a real thing. He's working. There's a work trip.
He's a GM.
So I thought he was in love with the stripper. I just want to say, Stranya, however you say your name, I apologize. Officially on record. I did not know this is a work trip. I did not know you're just grinding tape, scouting prospects for KK Joker.
Imagine contract negotiations with him.
Do you think Jokic would be more excited if the Denver Nuggets or KK Joker won a championship? Be honest.
I mean, his brother's involved in KK.
Yes. Probably KK Joker.
Yeah.
Based on what we know. A horse doesn't even speak. Yeah. And he's excited about it.
Look, my apologies should have been deeper. I
apologize
I totally
to Stranya and the whole Jokic family and the KK Joker franchise.
No. I mean, to you, because I totally buried this. I totally forgot.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
But
you know what? Benjamin should co-host next week.
It's an amazing revelation. It is. It's an amazing revelation. And it makes all the sense in the world now.
And listen, if we had like real producers, Jesse, I'm talking to you. You need to track KK Joker signings this offseason, because I promise you, someone from Summer League will be playing for KK Joker.
Yes.
Imagine you get summoned to room 6342 at the Wynn for a potential business deal to play professional basketball. And you bring your agent. No, he summons you to his room. You bring your agent, you knock on the door, and there he is, looking like he looks. And he says, "You play for KK Joker next year." Are you negotiating with that man?
I no. That's what I said. Negotiations would be.
You don't negotiate with him. You're like, I guess I am. I guess you have to call your girlfriend after that. Like, I'm playing in Serbia next year. She's like, why? You're like, I don't know. I just am.
I guess here's our point. When people see it and they go, why is he so much happier about a horse winning than he is winning an NBA championship? The answer is because he likes horse racing more than basketball.
And that's fine.
Why. That's
you know
okay.
What? I developed, my reaction was kind of like, dude, like you're misguided. And then I started watching it over and over again. And I was like, this is just his passion. This is what he loves.
Yes.
This is what he loves.
That's
he
right.
just happens to be the best basketball player in the world by accident. He loves horses.
That's what he loves.
That's what he loves.
He was mad when they told him when the parade was, because he was it was like, my work is done.
Three more days away from my horses.
It is like a 9 to 5, and he just wants to go home and do what he wants to do. That's work. This is fun.
I did, like I said, I had a little time, did a little research on his horses and his horse career. His favorite horse was named Dreamcatcher. And I believe he named his stable after that horse.
I saw a guy selling dream catchers in the subway while I was at your house.
Yes. Yeah.
He was like playing like a big wooden flute and selling dream catchers.
That's my guy. I know him. The one that won this was named Demon Delist. I don't know what that means, but that was the name of this horse. But one thing I noticed about his celebration is he loves horses, but he celebrated with the human more than the horse at first. You saw that. He hops the fence. He goes to the human being.
Yep. Big
hug. Horse, just 2 pats.
Yep.
So he's a people person. He loves horses, but he loves people.
That's right.
That was the second most Nikola Jokic interesting thing to happen in the NBA over the last week.
Because number 3 is his agent posting on Instagram on what appears to be a yacht with LeBron James and Maverick Carter saying, I'm paraphrasing, in the summer of 2025, plans get made for the fall of 2026.
Yeah, I think he said great time to make plans for the fall of 2026. I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Let me hear it.
Do you remember the video that we spoke about when LeBron was at a sushi restaurant and he was talking about Savannah wants me to retire? I would look at New York.
Yes.
But it was like filmed from someone else's perspective. That it seemed like it was filmed without his consent, right? Which I frown upon.
Yes.
I don't think that an NBA agent would post a picture of himself, LeBron, and Mav and caption it that way without LeBron's consent. Is that fair to say?
Oh, no, that was a conversation of let's set the internet on fire.
This did not blindside LeBron James, or it would have been deleted. It would have been one text from Mav to Misko that said, take that down, and it would have been deleted.
Just like the pregnant LeBron memes.
We'll discuss that in a second, which is another very important news story that happened over the course of the last week.
We don't have to. We know, look, whether it's dunks or memes, LeBron can get things deleted. So we know that this would have been deleted.
LeBron memes. I haven't seen a single one. Not a single. They're suing over this thing. I didn't see a single one of them.
I didn't either.
I haven't even Googled it yet. But my point is this is an orchestrated attack. This is another LeBron James. Look at me. I'm going to capture the news cycle. I'm going to be one of the 20 topics they talk about in morning television. This is not the sushi restaurant video, which was not orchestrated. This was orchestrated.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly why or what the motive was.
Because he knew the Men's Health was about to come out.
If he's on the cover of the next Men's Health.
LeBron James, 5 workouts a day. And then he says he always looked up to Kobe and Michael.
Yeah. But I found this like actually interesting.
Or he says, my favorite teammates I've ever played with are Kyrie and AD.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, the best teammates I've ever played with.
Best teammates I've ever played with.
Yeah. Verajao. I did a little research on this one, too.
All right.
Essentially, I looked at his client list, and I believe it's his like all-time client list because there's not a lot of current NBA players involved.
All right.
But really what this is he works for Excel, which is sort of like a conglomerate agency that has a lot of players. And I think that he's sort of like the European guy that has Excel connections because currently, and I'm not a journalist. I didn't spend an hour on this, but he has Topic, Jovic, and Jetty Osman. Jetty Osman is no longer in the league. He's playing in Europe.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like a guy like this gets those players. He is their agent, and then Excel brings him into their fold. This happens all the time.
He is a European agent.
Yeah, this happens all the time. The big ones. I mean, years ago, here where I live in Memphis, the biggest college football sports agent by far amongst coaches was Jimmy Sexton. And Jimmy Sexton had this place, Athletic Resource Management, which was his place, and they folded into CAA. So now they're all CAA guys. And this is the way it goes, right? I am an agent. I have
big
these
fish,
clients.
I
end up folding into these big places. So you've just got the client, you've got the clients. And so they want the clients in the fold and you have a bigger and better infrastructure by going with the big place. And so I'm sure that this guy, like, he was going to have these players anyway. And so it's like, okay, we're not going to steal these players, right? But what we can do is we can fold in the agent into this company with us. And so that's probably, I would
Do you
imagine
think that Stranya will end up working for Misko?
Maybe.
Or
I would say.
Or Misko ends up working for Stranya. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I can't.
And I think everybody took this as, hey, LeBron's got one more year in L.A. Who knows where he ends his career? The other way to take this is, could there be some kind of Maverick Carter, Rich Paul deal with those guys? You know what I'm saying? You could do the reverse, right?
Oh, sort of like leave XL, join Clutch.
Right.
Or
you just don't know. I mean, but they knew how that would be taken, and they knew everybody would talk about.
Like most likely, and again, this is not reporting anything. I'm just saying, most likely, your boat is near my boat.
Right.
We get word. I come over for lunch. Wouldn't it be funny if we posted a picture? That to me sounds like the most likely scenario.
And I
don't think that I don't see LeBron on the Nuggets. I don't see Jokic jumping to Clutch. I don't see them ever playing together ever. I just think it's like, let's just do a funny thing and make the internet talk about us, and we'll get 10 minutes on the Mismatch about it. But one thing I did notice that I did. I'm glad I Googled this guy in his bio, because I saw he had long shins. Long shins. He was a professional basketball player for many years.
Oh.
Misko Raznatovich.
You spotted it. Okay.
Oh, one of my favorite habits, and I'm going to tell you, I know you're a New Yorker now. One of my favorite habits in my entire life, and I encourage everyone else to do this, is to look at dudes in their 50s and 60s and tell yourself, that guy was a bucket 30 years ago. That's one of my favorite things to do in life. Is like I saw this one security guard, and his hands were down to his knees, and he was skinny, and he walked on his tippy toes, and he was in his 60s. And I was like, that dude could throw the ball off the backboard to himself and dunk in traffic. And now he's a security guard at the building that I'm entering. And I encourage everyone who listens to the Mismatch to make that hobby of their own, because it's brought me so much joy in my life. And Misko is no different.
We've had a lot of happiness. We've got Luka, we've got Jokic, we've got LeBron and Maverick on a yacht with Jokic's agent.
We're breaking news that Stranya was I keep calling
a GM.
The Jokic brother is a GM of KK Joker, who was scouting Summer League harder than all NBA scouts out there.
That's right. He was on the front row. We got breaking news.
No one was grinding tape more than him. Go.
We got breaking news on the Mismatch. So it seems. I don't know what it is. What is it? Is it that?
No, I think it's a little late.
That we broke it. That Stranya was it?
Yes. I'm just saying Stranya. I don't know how to say it. The Jokic brother, the scary one.
Yeah, don't offend him. All right, number 4, Ja Morant's World Tour. So we've got the unbelievable Ja Morant dunk in China that they showed that went viral all over the internet. So he has launched the Ja 3, which is the best of the signature shoes that he has put out. But he has been in Augusta, Georgia. He has been in New York City at the Foot Locker on, I think, 14th Street for 2 days. He went to China. He is now heading to Tokyo, and then he is going to Manila, Philippines. And I will only say this. Obviously, everybody saw the dunk, and we know when healthy he is. Steph Curry just called him the best athlete in the entire NBA. His ability to Steph Curry called him the best athlete in the NBA. He has been absolutely spectacular when he has played. But I'm just going to say this. On the bottom of the Ja 3s, if you look at it, it says, a happy Ja is a scary Ja. And I will say that this...
Hold on. I'm looking at it right now.
I have covered this. Are you sure
it says that, buddy?
Yes. It says it on the bottom.
I'm looking at it right now.
I mean, one of my co-hosts on my local show has the shoe. I mean, I've seen it in person. Yeah. He's got the New York edition. And so I will only say this, and we've obviously talked about it a lot being in Memphis. Ja Morant went from unknown high school player to Murray State to being the second pick in the draft to being rookie of the year to superstardom, Nike deal, world at his feet, the whole thing. Year 2 was the happiest I have ever seen. I mean, you can't find a happier athlete. And ever since year 3, to me, it was always a story of fame. And this fame that overtook this kid because I know him. I saw the kid. I know what he was like. And then it all started going down the wrong path, whether it was the partying, whether it was the Instagram stuff, whether it was fight, all the off course stuff, all that stuff that took place. And then the injuries. And he has been just so down and so despondent and so like mopey. You know what I mean? Like it's all too much. He even talked about, battling depression and dealing with it and all the things. And I will say this summer tour that he has been on, and people will see it all over if they follow NBA stuff, it's all over because he's on a Nike World Tour. This is by far the happiest I have seen him in 4 years. 4 years, easily. And so if nothing else, look, everybody loves to tear somebody down and then for them to come back, right, from that to rise above all of their prior transgressions or whatever else. And, like everybody's made all the jokes. Everybody's taken all the shots at him or whatever. And to see him now come out, I will just say this. You never know. All indications are he's come out on the other side of this thing, right? All the problems, all the injuries, all the depression, all the everything, and looks like the guy that we saw the first 2 years when everybody in the NBA fell in love with that guy. I don't know. I don't know what all has been going on throughout the last 3 years, right? On and off the court. But I will tell you, this looks like the guy that I covered for the first 2 years.
Okay.
When he was in the NBA.
Allow me to speak for the majority, over 50% of people that are listening to this podcast. Let me speak for them for a second.
Let me hear.
Play devil's advocate and say this.
Yep.
What's up with the gun stuff and the grenade stuff? That was the last thing we saw of him. The grenade stuff happened in like I don't know, end of the season.
Right.
Like what are we doing? And, what's that?
All right. Have you been watching? I don't know if you've seen Ronald Acuna, who actually is wearing Ja Morant shoes now. Every time he hits a home run, he's doing the grenade celebration is literally all over the world now. All over the world. And that was to be funny. And anybody that doesn't find that funny can go to hell. Because that's funny. The grenade, dude, when people make the biggest deal in the world out of finger guns, when literally every player does it, they say, but it's different when you do it. I got it, right? We're not talking about finger guns. When you then say, fine, I won't do finger guns, and when you hit a 3, start throwing a grenade in the air and covering your ears, that is objectively funny. And I will speak for 99% of all non-internet troll idiots and say they love it. The internet's not real. And you know what? This whole summer has been a grand indication that the internet's not real. I even saw Ja Morant tweet tonight. His dunk from last year against the Celtics was voted dunk of the year. And he even tweeted, they said I lost all my fans. I thought my fans were gone.
Wasn't there some stat that he wasn't dunking anymore too?
And he's going around worldwide.
Wasn't there a stat? Remember midway through the season, it was like Ja Morant's like dunked like 14 times this year. Last year at this time, he had dunked 45 or whatever. You saw that.
And he's gone around worldwide and saw, it's like the Beatles show up when you see these videos of him in China, Tokyo, Manila, all these places. Even New York City last week. Sold out 2 seconds. So,
did he do a Yankees game with Michael K?
I don't think he made it over that way. But
it's Keith good. Hernandez with the Mets game?
Look, we have been searching for, I hope that there will be people out there that hope it is a sign of things to come, because especially in the absence of Tatum, We need Zion and Ja and these guys. Forget my association. I want all of these young American players to turn out to be awesome. There has been an absolute right. Anthony Edwards, Cooper Fleck. There's been a lock on the best players and / MVP awards, and Wemby's on his way. We need some of these young Americans to pop off, right?
Canadian,
because we ain't got much, right? We need that next. Who are the guys that are going to fill in for Steph Curry, LeBron James?
I just have to speak for the people who don't live in Memphis and say, like, Ja had opportunity after opportunity to be the person, whether it was injury or self-inflicted suspensions. He had opportunities. You know what I mean? Like, all that stuff happened like when the Ja 1s were coming out, and now the Ja 3s are coming out. And a happy Ja's a dangerous
And
Ja.
I also think people have forgotten what he is. He is a guy that scored more points in a playoff game than anyone 21 years old. That's never happened. He scored 47 in the playoffs the first time he was in them. They forget what he is, which is when he plays, he is one of the best players in the league.
Okay. We will have plenty of time to discuss the upcoming Memphis Grizzlies season as it gets later into the summer.
It's a happy Ja. Watch out. Number 5, the unrestricteds. Now, these guys are all unhappy.
It's a broken system. It's just a broken system.
I mean, this has gotten played wrong.
It's a broken system.
So you got Kuminga. You got all these guys, and they say they all want to get paid. They all think they should get paid like Jalen Johnson gets paid in Atlanta. Problem is, they're not as good as Jalen Johnson, right? So Jalen Johnson got 5 years, $150 million.
It's not as good. It's more like don't show the potential and promise that Jalen Johnson does.
They're not as good. Cam Thomas, Jonathan Kuminga, and Josh, maybe you could argue Giddey, okay? But the other two, they're not as good as Jalen Johnson, and they want $30 million as well, and they're not going to get $30 million, right? Jonathan Kuminga is being offered, reportedly,
$30 million for 3 years.
Well, they're saying word is he's getting offered more like 20. And Giddey's getting offered more like 20.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's fair. That's a fair price for those players, I feel like.
Right. And Kuminga, it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. Because they can't get a sign and trade done. So you got the two rumors are that the teams that have lined up for a possible sign and trade were the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. Phoenix does not have a first-round pick to put into a trade, and the Warriors desire a first-round pick. Okay. Kings, the reported trades were like maybe Devin Carter, Dario Saric, a first, and it says that the Warriors, they kind of fancy rather like Keon Ellis or Keegan Murray or one of those. So maybe something can end up working out with Sacramento, but what we know is Kuminga does not want to sign the contract that has been put in front of him. The Warriors are the only people that haven't done anything this offseason. Like, it's all been on hold because of this. Like, they got to figure out what's going on with Kuminga because there's reports about Melton, De'Anthony Melton, and Al Horford, and they kind of figuring out what the rest of their roster is going to be.
They're just waiting for this domino. They're just waiting for this domino to fall.
Right. Seth Curry, I think I saw another place where Seth Curry, Steph's little brother, maybe. And so Kuminga, and the other thing is, whether it's Kuminga, whether it's Giddey, whether it's Cam Thomas, none of them want to play out the qualifying offer and then become unrestricted, especially if you're Kuminga or Cam Thomas, because then they can really screw around with your minutes, right? And they can just say, hey.
They've already screwed around with Kuminga's minutes. Yeah.
Right. And Kuminga, from all reports, the die was cast, as they say, when he didn't get in the Houston series. Right? He didn't get to play really until Curry went out in that next series.
Can I defend Kuminga for a second?
Let me hear it.
Because I felt like they say perception is reality, right? And I watched all the playoff games just like most people listening to this podcast did too. And Kuminga couldn't get on the floor during the Houston series. And it was like this, and we all knew that he was coming into restricted free agency, and he had fallen out of favor with Steve Kerr. And I trust Steve Kerr's basketball intelligence, and I trust that he was making the best moves to win basketball games. And he decided that Kuminga should not be on the floor in order to maximize the Warriors' chances of winning the basketball game. So my perception of Jonathan Kuminga plummeted. But I did a little, just light research to Kuminga. And just like to remind everybody, in the last 4 playoff games, he had 18, 30, 23, and 26 against the Wolves. Okay, all losses, but he was scoring in playoff games. He had 30-point playoff games. And he played 47 games last season. And he was only in single figures. He had 10 or more in 41 of those 47 games. He shot under 40% from the field. People have bad games in 13 of those 47 games. And I understand that defensively is really where he struggled. But I think the perception has dipped below the reality of Jonathan Kuminga's production. And I don't base that just on a quick basketball reference browse. Like, I just think that the idea that he's a worthless basketball player that can't find the floor in the playoffs is just off from who he actually is as a basketball player.
Fair. It's probably somewhere in the middle. He is nowhere close to a $30 million player.
I would not pay that man $30 million to play.
I don't know where he falls on your pecking order if your team is awesome.
Low.
I don't know. Right.
Low.
Okay. But he is also not close to worthless, as you.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Which is a 0-minute player.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. I got it. There's somewhere in between, for sure. I don't think this was just obviously a very terrible offseason to be a restricted free agent because there's no offer sheets to go sign. Right? Like, that's what you need. Life is leverage. You need offer sheets to go sign. This is what I'd guess. I have no idea what will happen with Cam Thomas. I know he's delusional in terms of what he wants. I'd imagine he'll probably just end up signing what the Nets have for him. I would imagine Josh Giddey and the Bulls just end up working something out. And then I think I frankly would be very surprised if Kuminga is wearing a Warriors uniform next year.
Oh, I would not.
Really?
I don't. So how do you think it works out?
I think that there's
sign and trade with the Kings?
Yeah, I think there ends up being a sign and trade somewhere. Yes. I would imagine that there's a sign and trade somewhere.
I think that Giddey is not getting enough attention because of his seasonal arc.
Oh, he'll just get somewhere in the middle.
But he played well in the last 2 months of the season. Like, he was like really efficient and just like really good across the board. So I saw that being as like, he's in a contract year, playing himself into a contract. I didn't think he would play himself into July 29th and he's just waving in the wind.
Well, you traded for him and you made the Caruso deal. You can't that can't be the end of it. Like, just pay him. Just pay him. These guys aren't going to play out 1 year on an unrestricted, to become unrestricted next summer. Cam might. I think it would be foolishness, absolute foolishness. But he's probably the most delusional of all of them. Cam Thomas, he's a bucket. He's an absolute bucket, but he's a Lou Williams. He's a Jamal Crawford. Jordan Crawford. He is. He is.
Lou Williams and Jordan Crawford bring so much more to a basketball team than Cam Thomas does. And I don't want to say negative things about Cam Thomas because he came for Zach Lowe. And anyone who comes for Zach Lowe is no.
I'm saying that's the role. I'm not saying both players. I'm saying you're a bench heater on an awesome team. That's what you are.
Yeah,
he thinks he's one of the best.
I'm going more like
scoring.
Jordan Clarkson would be more of a comp than
fine.
Jamal Crawford, who's like one of the best to ever do it.
And can flip games. And Cam Thomas is a bucket. He is.
Oh yeah,
he's a bucket.
An absolute scorer.
But those guys do not get paid $30 million. They get mid-level exception deals. That's what they get. Those guys were all, I heard Jeff Teague talking about this the other day. Those guys are always been underpaid. That's not a value. It's not.
Yeah.
Jamal Crawford, Jordan Clarkson, Lou Williams, Like,
but to
these
be
guys,
fair
like,
to what Teague was saying, and I agree with him, is it's not valued by front offices and sort of the NBA structure, but it's a very valuable basketball skill to be able to score baskets.
They probably should get paid more than they do.
Yes, but they don't. And life is unfair.
What it is.
Anyone that has kids has to tell their kids that all the time.
Yes. Number 6, Billy Donovan got a contract extension. All right. Well, you can thank your New York Knicks for. I saw he has what is he? Is he 10 games under 500? I think it's 10 games under 500 during his tenure with the Bulls. I mean, unbelievable job.
Their commitment to the plan is just it's admirable. It's just their commitment to mediocrity is consistent.
Okay, so obviously we had Greg Popovich is no longer going to be coaching, right? So he's no longer going to be coaching in the NBA, and so now we go to longest tenured coaches, okay? Because we lost Popovich as a coach of the NBA. Billy Donovan got hired in 2020, okay? That's when he got his Bulls job, in 2020. How many guys do you think have been at their place longer than Billy Donovan? And I will say he got hired in September of 2020. How many guys do you think have been at their jobs longer than Billy Donovan has been at his job?
First of all, I don't like pop quizzes, but I'm going to say Eric Spoelstra obviously comes to mind.
That is one. There's one that's already been mentioned on the show, and so I'm not gonna belabor it with you. He is Kuminga's coach.
Oh, duh.
Steve
Kerr, not Jason Kidd.
Oh no, you're done.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
That's it.
So you have to win multiple championships to coach longer than Billy Donovan. You have to be like a dynastic coach to coach longer than Billy Donovan.
Well, by the way, a lot of these guys that have either been in the finals or gone to the finals recently, Frank Vogel, Mike Budenholzer, Monty Williams, like all these guys are gone too, right? Yeah. So like they don't have jobs. All right. So Billy Donovan was hired on September 22nd, 2020. Okay. So we are coming up on 5 years. In October of that year, the Clippers hired Ty Lue.
Oh.
So that's the same number of seasons, right? That's the same number of seasons that they have coached for those teams. And then in November of that year, Mark Daigneault.
Huh.
How about that?
I would not have guessed that.
I would not have either.
I would not have guessed that.
November of 2020.
Been with the Bulls as long as Daigneault's been with the Thunder. I would not have guessed that.
How about that the only guys that have had their job longer than Billy Donovan are Eric Spoelstra and Steve Kerr.
And somehow the Suns have had 13 coaches in that same amount of time.
Unbelievable. And he got a contract extension.
And all these guys signed 5-year deals knowing damn well they ain't coached in the last 2. All of them.
Side note, Billy Donovan hasn't won dick.
Footnote, asterisk.
Yeah.
Billy Donovan hasn't won dick. Extend him.
Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. So yeah, we've got Billy Donovan got his contract extension. We have number 7, the Nets have an executive that was quoted. Now, he is not, we don't know his name, the executive, an anonymous executive, I suppose. Okay. It said that a executive for the Nets opined that Michael Porter Jr. could win the scoring title. Well, then he'd for sure have to make sure Cam Thomas isn't there. Okay.
Yeah, Cam Thomas can't. Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about a basketball with no air. Let those two hit the court together. Quote, we're transitioning our roster, of course. I think as you have been for quite some time. We're going to play a lot of young players, but we need some vets to balance that. And of course, we need to score some points. Porter will help us a ton there. I'm not saying he'll win the scoring title, but I think it could be close. Sounds like somebody's going to have to buy the Gotham app this year.
Listen, I'm on the Gotham app. It's
go.
an add-on. You have to upgrade from the Knicks to the Nets. They ask me if you want it. I'm not doing it. I will not see a single second
for
of the
number
Nets.
one scorer in the league, possibly.
No chance.
I actually buy this. I think Michael Porter Jr. could probably score 20-something.
If Cam Thomas is
high
there,
20.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, he averaged 18 as at best third option.
He'll be in New York. He'll be putting up 27 a game. That's a great lifestyle. Getting paid really well. It's a great lifestyle for him. They're going to win 27 games.
And he is going to be the best player and the leading scorer on a horrendous basketball team.
And then we'll get a couple big wins in front of a good crowd. And I'll probably be in the crowd because I can't afford Knicks games.
You gotta get the Gotham app, man. Just for
I
Michael
have the
Porter
Gotham
Jr.
app. It's an
I
add-on.
know, but you got to get the add-on for Michael Porter Jr., man. You can't miss this.
All right, I'll start.
You guys might be the leading scorer in the league. All right, some goofy ones. LaMelo Ball got his toes tattooed as hot Cheetos. I don't know this about. Do you have any tats?
Not a single one.
I don't
either. Not a tech guy.
I don't have them either.
I went to a tattoo parlor when I was 19 and I wanted to get a dragon on my arm and I didn't do it. And ever since that day, I've been like, imagine I'm walking around right now with a dragon on my arm. Like, what do dragons mean to me? You know what I mean? So ever since that experience, it's like, no tattoos for me. No tattoos.
I think I remember thinking in college it would be awesome to get a 311 tattoo.
I don't even know what that means. Was that your area code?
The band.
Bro, I don't even.
311.
No idea.
You know what 311 is?
No idea. Is that like a little kid pop punk thing? I think I'm right there.
Oh
right?
my! For God's sakes!
What is the band 311? What's their song? What's their biggest song?
Go look up at them after we're off the air.
I'll do it right now. 311 tattoo? Oh my God, Verno!
I didn't get a tattoo.
311 band.
I just remember loving them.
Once you have an idea to have a bad tattoo, you just you're out the game.
Yeah.
What are their hits? Amber?
Down.
All mixed up? Down?
Down. No, we've always been down. I thought they were cool when I in high school.
Oh, they're from Omaha?
Yeah. Omaha Styley.
My mom's from Omaha.
So anyways,
right.
She is? I learn something new every day.
Yeah. Shout out to Victoria.
All right. So anyways,
let's get to the
tattoos,
good part.
But
let's get to the good part.
LaMelo's hot Cheetos?
No one cares about his tattoos. We care about your stay in New York City.
No. I'm going to ask you if you were going to get a food tattoo. You do food news.
I do food news.
If I made you get a food.
A food tattoo?
Yes.
Oh, God. That'd be the last tattoo that I'd get.
You have to get a tattoo of something food related, like LaMelo's hot Cheetos.
Oh, hot Cheetos? All right, first of all, I'm not
Cheetos.
prepared for this.
His hot Cheetos.
It would probably be just a hot dog on the side of my dick.
You mean a beanie weenie?
I don't know if that's a technical term, but that's exactly what I would do. I apologize to all the dads driving around with their children in the car.
Yeah, that was out of control. All right. Also, congratulations to Tyrese Haliburton for his engagement and making all of us that had horrible engagement proposals look terrible. Because I did not rent out Iowa State and get "Will you marry me" across anything. In fact, I did it
everywhere.
I did it in my living room on her birthday so that I didn't have to buy two gifts.
Oh my God, that's bad. Mine was excellent.
It was a surprise. It was a good surprise.
Yeah,
because it was
your
like,
marriage to this day.
Hey, happy birthday! It was like a happy birthday. Whoop! You're never gonna believe what I got you.
It's his birthday special.
Yeah.
And was everyone there? Were there a lot of people there?
No, it was me
Just
and her.
two of you guys. See, here's what I've learned. if you're ever gonna propose,
No photographer, no nothing.
if you're ever gonna propose to somebody, I nailed the proposal. Verno, 10 out of 10 nailed it.
You did.
Yes, I had the. First of all, I've advice for people that are gonna propose to somebody. Once you get the ring, that thing burns a hole in your pocket. So whatever plans you have, you're going to give it to her ASAP, right? And I was broke at the time. I had to borrow some money from my buddy Jesse. Shout out to Jesse the buddy. And so I had to borrow some money from him just to get it. And once I got it, it was in my pocket and I had to give it to her. We went on a bike ride. We're halfway across the Brooklyn Bridge. And I was like, let me take a picture of you. And she's just like, she's vain. She's like, sure, take a picture of me. And I was like, no, let me take a picture of your back, like your butt. She's like, yeah, of course. I've got a great butt. I'm sure you want to take a picture of that. And then I got down on one knee and I proposed to her. And it was perfect. Beautiful night, skyline, Brooklyn Bridge, amazing. However, you can't just plan the proposal. You have to program the whole evening. Because once she says yes, and I've got the ring on her finger, it's like 9:15. And we didn't have anything to do. No party planned, no nothing. We end up going to a bar in Brooklyn that I didn't know was a lesbian bar. And we're just kind of sitting there with each other. And we order champagne. It was probably cheap Prosecco. And we're just sitting there and we're just like, now what? And I'm like, I don't know, now what? So my advice to people that are going to propose to their significant others,
have it planned.
Please don't just plan the proposal. Program the entire evening. There you go.
All right. And the last thing. I got to spend 3 days as a real New Yorker. The great Dave Jacoby offered me and my family his home. And so we stayed in his home.
There's a lot of back and forth.
New York City.
Are you serious? Is this okay? No, we want to stay in a hotel. A lot of convincing had to take place.
Okay. Number one, you're an unbelievable human being for letting me do this.
I didn't let you. I insisted.
It's a really nice area that you live in. No one has overrated a rat problem more than you. I was there for 3 days and did not see.
I spoke to the rats.
Not
I
one.
I spoke to all the rats.
In
I spoke
fact,
to all of them. We're on a group text with the rats. I'm on a group text with the rats. I said, my boy Chris is coming. Just give me 3 days off.
I got very disappointed. I don't understand. All right. So do you want to just hear all my notes? I wrote down notes.
Oh, I want to hear all
for my trip to New York. Okay. In your area, not only did I not see rats, tons of like kids.
Oh, yeah.
And tons of dogs. And everybody's dogs are so well behaved. They're not barking. They're not running at people. They're like, all these dogs were like well-behaved dogs.
Because they're used to being surrounded by people.
Maybe.
If they bark at everybody, then what are they going to, it's like what are you going to do? Bark at every single person that passes by when 14 people pass by every block?
I guess not. But like the dogs are infinitely more well-behaved than the human being.
Crazy take. It's a crazy take.
No,
New York City, good dogs.
No, they do. These are nice dogs.
It's a wild take.
Nice dogs.
I don't know what's going on in Memphis.
Nice people, nice dogs everywhere.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, nice. No. Kids, nice dogs.
Yeah.
Right. Actual human beings. Oh, crisis. I mean, these people, they are such dicks. I mean, really. And I heard more people yelling at other people in 3 days than I have heard in the last decade of my life. My kids have never heard their dad or mom yell at a stranger.
You yelled at a stranger?
No.
Oh.
But now they see all these people interacting, yelling at each other all the time. And it got to the point where one night I tried to live your life. So I walked up to your neighborhood bar and I saw your beloved bartender, Vinny.
Vinny.
I sat down and I explained to Vinny. I said, Vinny, you got to come down to the South sometime and just see it's like welcoming and charitable, and people are nice. They're nice to each other. They look you in the eye. They smile. The pace is slow, whatever. I said, why are you people all so stressed out? Why are you pissy? Why? And he goes, he says to me, Vinny explains it. He goes, it's funny you say that because this is a nice guy I'm talking to.
Yeah.
He goes, but I'm more like not angry all the time. He goes, but I've yelled at 3 people today. And I was like, why? And he's like, that's just how it is. And so, I'll give you an example. You sent me to a bagel shop up by your house. So I walk up to the bagel shop. I stand at the bagel. So I just walk in. I'm kind of looking up at the menu, whatever, right? And I'm trying to figure out what I want to get, whatever. I mean, immediately, I look up at the menu. Immediately right behind me, he's like, are you in a line or what? And I'm like, I turn around. I'm like, huh? And I was like, no, man, I'm not in the line, whatever. And
why aren't you in the line?
Bro, I was just
looking
at the menu.
What else are you doing besides being in the line? You look at the menu while you're on the line.
I was about to get in the line, but I was looking up to see what I was going to order everybody, whatever else. And why is everybody in such a rush? Calm down. Everybody there's just got to calm down. Seriously.
Disagree.
It's too much. It's too much. You guys are too angry. You're too mad about stuff. I'll give you a great one. You live on a one-way street.
All streets are one-way streets.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. The cars go up both sides. So there's no place to park on your street, okay?
No.
So we get dropped off by a cab, okay? Getting dropped off by a cab. This guy, and here's a little sports tip. Everybody, when I was in New York City, I saw a million Knicks things. I saw a lot of Yankees things. And I saw a lot more this time Mets than I had ever seen before.
They're doing well.
They're doing well. So I saw, you wouldn't even know there is a football team in New York.
Not doing well.
Neither. I didn't see one Jets or Giants thing anywhere I went. Nowhere. Not a jersey, not a nothing. Okay? And so anyway, that was just something I noticed as a sports fan bouncing around the city. Knicks crap everywhere, though. For sure. So anyways, this old guy picks me up and he's wearing a Mets hat. Okay. And it's like
Yellow cab driver?
Yeah. This is outside of the Met. So we're jumping in a cab from the Met. We're going back to your place. So you're on a one-way street.
The Met's amazing, by the way. First of all.
He's just talking to me like he's like a grandpa. Old-timey cab driver. Couldn't be sweeter.
English
nice
first
guy.
language?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's rare. That's right.
And
those are few and far between. Those guys talk a lot.
Wearing a Mets hat. Anyways, and he's talking to my family and whatever. He drops us off. And so then we stop on your street.
Wait, you got a 4-person family. You had 3 in the back and someone sat in front?
Me.
You sat in front. Yeah.
Correct.
So
we're getting dropped off on your street. And of course, there's no place to park or pull off to the side. So you just got to stop and then we're getting out of the car. There's nobody else on your street except one cab behind him. And as we are getting out of the car, as soon as he stops, bump, bump. I mean, this guy is laying on his horn. The guy behind him. He sees we're getting out and walking to this apartment building. Okay? He's yelling, get out of the way, get out of the way. We're like, what in the world is going on? This sweet old man that's been driving me rolls down all 4 windows.
I love this.
Now, again, we're walking out. Rolls down all 4 windows, sticks his head around, earmuffs for the parents in the car, sticks his head out, and he goes, the more you honk, the slower I go. So shut the fuck up. And my daughter is losing it. She thinks this is the funniest thing that she has ever seen in her life. My 15-year-old is like, what? This P.S. It's 10 at night. These guys are screaming at each other now in the middle of the street right outside your apartment building. Okay. And my wife's like, well, kids, there's your New York cab experience, whatever. And they're like, why are they so mad? And I'm like, sweetie, I don't know.
They're really not.
They're not. I guess they're not. They're just how they interact, whatever.
Yeah.
You had told me the subway was fine. Your house is not far from the subway, so we took the subway everywhere.
It's easy.
And, of course, you said you're going to see some stuff.
You're going to see some stuff.
All right, so basically, like, the first time I bring the whole family, we get on the subway.
Not the first time.
Yes.
Oh, no.
First time we get on. This is at like 9 a.m, okay? And I'm like kind of scanning, like as soon as we're about to get in the car. I'm like, all right, there's nothing. Is there anybody like, cracked out on here or whatever? And so I just go and like we just walk in the car and sit down. And all of a sudden I look up at across.
Because we're the first stop, so you get seats,
so
which is big.
And of course, now my daughter's sitting next to me. There is a guy across from me. And I'm not kidding you, Jacoby. I think he's been on the subway for 3 days. He has basically a lot. I didn't even see this when we walked in. He has basically a life-size teddy bear.
What?
And is hugging it and is just banging his head into the bear's head over and over again.
And my daughter, this happened across from you on the subway?
My daughter is
right when you walked on the train?
Yes. And my daughter's like, is he on drugs? And I was like, sweetie, just don't.
I hope so. It would be worse if he's not on drugs.
He was just banging. No, it's like a life-size teddy
like you
bear.
went in like a carnival or something. Yeah.
And he's holding it, and he's just banging his head into the teddy bear's head over and over again. And he did it the whole ride. Never said anything. Never bothered anybody. My daughter's like, and I was like, thanks a lot, Jacoby.
That's my cousin, by the way.
Yeah,
Jerry.
probably was.
Yeah, Jerry Jacoby.
Anyways, everybody yelling at each other. The other thing, I walked everywhere. We got there Wednesday night. We left Saturday afternoon. I walked 68,000 steps.
Damn.
68,000. That's a lot, bro. That is a lot of walking. So we went to Times Square, Union Square. We went to Hamilton. We went to the Met. We went to...
I love the Met, by the way. I love
Yeah, I do too. Bunch of restaurants that
if
you
your kids aren't the right age,
recommended.
if the kids aren't into it, it's hard to sell the Met. But like if you're an adult,
they loved
go to
it.
the Met.
They loved it once we got in.
Yeah. The idea is a tough sell.
Correct. But yeah, we did that. Walked past Central Park, obviously. But we got to live it's great. It's a great respite from what my life is normally like. I have total respect for you or anybody else that can do that daily.
I can't live anywhere else.
I can't understand.
I can live anywhere else, but I'll say this is the honking is like a honk in New York isn't. It's a different currency. Like a Canadian dollar versus American dollar. A honk in New York doesn't mean anything. I honk at people for anything, and I don't mean it. It's not a fight. We don't care. You curse at strangers. You're not going to fight. You're not disrespecting each other. It's just it's just modus operandi.
Hey, the other
it's just
thing
the way
is,
people talk to each other.
The other thing is those bikes are so dangerous.
Yes, that's a new phenomenon.
And everybody's on them. It's like these friggin' motorcycles, but nobody has helmets. That's
been happening the last 2 years. It's just like the bikes. You think when you cross the street, you have to worry about cars.
You don't.
But if you're from out of town, you really have to worry about bikes.
Because
they're much more reckless and unpredictable, and they're not following the street signs.
How fast do those things go? They are flying.
Yeah. That's the tough part with kids is I want to ride with my kids can ride bikes. I want to ride around the city with them, but it's just chaos. That's a new thing with the e-bikes. But one thing I want to say about Hamilton, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Hamilton in the past 15 years or whatever, I'm not a big Broadway guy. I like Broadway. I enjoy good plays. Purpose is an amazing play. It's out on Broadway now. Hamilton, I've always heard the songs and I always knew the story, but I never saw the play until like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I found that Hamilton was amazing. And then the intermission happens. I heard post-intermission, I was lost.
Okay.
I had no idea what was happening.
I've
never heard these songs before. I just felt like it was two different plays. One play I loved. The other play I was like, can I just leave now? Like pre-intermission, Hamilton slapped. Post-intermission, I was like, can I just leave now? I don't even want to see this anymore.
It's just so wild that you say that because I've seen it once before, but I only went years and years ago after it first came out with my wife.
Yeah.
And I had gotten these tickets and they serve at Hamilton this wine. It's called Federalist, of course, right? For the Federalist Papers. Federalist wine.
Okay.
I drank enough Federalist wine for a party's worth. And this is so funny.
You get drunk with Vinny. You don't get drunk with Hamilton.
This is so crazy that you're saying this.
You slept through the second. You slept through the intermission.
No. It was like I hadn't seen Hamilton before because I didn't remember anything that happened in the second half, it turned out. And so that was all somehow I've seen Hamilton, but that was all like new to me. And I'm like, this is awesome. There's like a whole nother part of the story.
I just feel like anything anyone remembers from Hamilton happens pre-intermission. Room where it happens. Sir. All that stuff. It's all pre-intermission. Post-intermission, we're going to France. People are cheating on each other and wives are dying. I'm like, what is this part of the story?
So I grew up going to my dad was always big on taking those, and my sister was big into musical theater. So I saw all of them growing up, right?
Okay.
Like we just always went to these. And so I've seen a lot of them that are there. I saw the Music Man when Hugh Jackman was there. I just saw that Sunset Boulevard with that chick from the Pussycat Dolls. Yeah, she was great. I've seen Hamilton, saw Dear Evan Hansen. I've seen a lot of most of the big ones, right, that have been there. But this was one that I thought the kids would make it through, and that's why we went to that one. I think they probably would have made it through the Michael Jackson one as well, but we made it through, and it was great. Like the guy, I like it's something different. Getting to see people perform right in front of you is a different experience, and the Broadway performers are always just the singing is crazy. They're so good. So I enjoyed it. And interestingly enough, I had a different experience with you than Hamilton because I didn't remember the second half of that thing. And I was like,
you saw the good part.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I was like, I kind of interested to see how this thing ends. I totally forgot.
I find that generally people think that New Yorkers have a bad reputation, that they're much nicer and kinder than their perception.
For sure not.
But I like that you were like, no, dude, like, come to the South.
Why are they yelling at each other all the time?
Oh, I do it all the time. I curse at people. I curse at strangers every 3 days.
Why?
I don't know.
That just never happens where I live. That would be so crazy. You would have to do something so egregious for someone to like yell at you.
It doesn't mean anything. Nothing comes of it.
I know.
It's just in passing. Everything's in passing. Everyone just moves on with their lives. It's not like some egregious disrespect that needs to be like followed up upon.
Yeah, I'm just not used to it. Everybody's just always so nice to each other. It's just a totally different world. It really is. It's a different world.
I'm really glad you got to experience it.
I liked it, and your neighborhood's nice. Like people around there, there's a lot of families, a lot of kids, a lot of dogs.
There's much cooler neighborhoods. You know what I mean? When I go to other neighborhoods in the city, I'm like, oh, this is where young people wear weird clothes. Oh, this is where people stand on bars until 2 a.m. Right. Like, oh, this is the city that never sleeps. Like, I live in the part where the city sleeps. I live in the part where the city like puts the kids to bed at 9 and watches a couple reality TV shows and goes to sleep themselves by 11. You know what I mean? Like Vinny closes up shop usually around 12:30. You know what I mean? Like I live in a sleepy, family-oriented, relatively inexpensive part of the city.
And you can walk everywhere.
And I'm happy. And we got everything you need. We got everything
anything you need to get, you can walk to get.
You can walk to get. Yeah.
Do you have a car?
Yeah.
Do you both?
No, that's crazy.
You have one.
Dude, I can't even say how much I pay to park my car in the parking lot a month.
You have one car.
One car. But between car payment, insurance, and then parking lot payment, the best thing to happen to me financially is the guys that work in my parking lot are absolute crazy people. I don't even know how they're employed there. They've crashed my car twice. It's the best thing that's happened to me financially. Because then I just charge them to fix it and I get credited in the parking lot, so I don't have to pay for it. It's great. And I go to my guy, who's my auto repair guy. No one cares about this. I'm going to end the podcast now. But I go to my guy. I'm like, you fix every single thing that's wrong with this car. Because they're paying for it.
Oh, good idea.
So they'll break the window and I'll be like, you fix the bumper, you fix the front bumper, you fix the transmission, you fix everything in this car, and they're paying for it. And then they pay for it with parking lot credit, which is basically like 30% to them.
One last New York question before we end the pod.
Okay.
Because your buddy Vinny, your bartender,
love Vinny,
could not explain to me. I said, Vinny, I got one question for you outside of why everybody's mean to each other. And he said, look, I cross that bridge to New Jersey and I go to a different world every night. Yeah. Right. That's what he said to me. And I said, what is up with the trash? Why do people just put bags on the road? Why don't you have cans?
Listen, let me tell you something.
Why don't you have trash cans?
Verno, I didn't even notice because we moved from LA. I was doing Jalen and Jacoby. We moved from LA to New York and Jalen got a place outside of the city. I was like, Jalen, like, you're rich. Like, you could live anywhere. You could live in a penthouse in the nicest part of Manhattan. Like, why would you live outside of the city? And he goes to me, he's like, there's trash everywhere. And in that moment, since he said that to me, and I had spent 17 years in the city, I didn't even notice. And
why
now
is
I notice.
That?
My block is a particularly trashy block.
But why don't you have trash cans?
It's too much trash.
People just throw bags on the road.
Yes, and then people go through those bags, and then the trash ends up everywhere. So it's like you're wading through just like food trash.
That the homeless go through them. They get 5 cents per bottle or can.
Yes.
So, but then they just go through the bags, and then the trash is all over the sidewalk,
all over the street.
What is why you don't have to put your trash in cans?
I live in a building where you put the trash in a can and then they consolidate those bags, put them in bigger bags that are tougher bags, and then put those bags on the street. And then dudes come in trucks and throw those bags into the back of the truck.
Okay. All right.
It's a very trashy city. It's
I
very
just don't
trashy.
understand, though. It would be fine if they were in cans.
I went internationally. Every time I go internationally, I'm like, I'm from New York. They're like, does all the trash everywhere bother you? I didn't see it, but I remember I was in like
and now you see it.
Yeah, now I see it. I was in where was I? I was at the World Cup in Qatar, and I was meeting all these people from everywhere, and they're like, does the trash bother you and the smell? Like, does that bother you? Because we live in big cities too, and it's clean. And I'm just like, I don't even have a retort. I'm just like, greatest city in the world, the greatest city in the world.
I just don't understand why it's not in cans.
Just
I would think that'd be easier for the trash.
Yeah, I think there's 30, 40 story buildings. Like, you've got a driveway with one house, so you can put it in a can and wheel it out to the bottom of the driveway. That's easy. But if you've got literally like 45, 50 families living in a building, how many cans are you going to put out there?
Yeah.
Trashy city.
It's got to be a better way than throwing it on the street.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Maybe that Zohan guy can come up with it or whatever. What's his name?
And the pot.
All right. All right. That's going to do it for the Mismatch. Thank you to our executive producer, Jesse Lopez, as always. Is that not his name?
I think that's the psychic from Big, the movie.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. No, that's Zoltar.
Zoltar, yeah.
I saw him at FAO Schwartz.
I saw him too.
I went there. It was actually broken. I was going to try to get... I was going to try to get my
Maybe that's why you look so young,
told.
Chris.
Yeah. Thanks to Tucker, our video producer. Jacoby, I'll talk to you next week.